Connecticut elementary school teacher resigning over woke lesson plans that she feels are stealing kids' innocence.
I felt like more of a political activist than a teacher in my own classroom.
By definition, diversity, equity, inclusion are wonderful words. And this term equity started to become not necessarily about fairness or about the individual, but it really became about equal outcomes. This shift from our social emotional learning to equity kind of happened progressively. It started out with some trainings and some lessons here and there, some staff meetings, and the year that I left teaching happened to be a fully remote year because of the pandemic. And it was almost all-consuming. It felt like that was becoming the sole focus. So there was race walks and affinity circles, and we had to do like a racial reflection timeline documenting our day-to-day activities through the lens of race. A scripted equity curriculum with questions that were divisive and, again, flattening students, very race essentialist. But I also found an issue with there was not a lot of context with these questions in this curriculum. We don't teach social studies or history in second grade. So these 6 and 7-year-olds are getting asked these questions with no context, no viewpoint diversity, no diversity in thought. It's a very one-sided ideology. I had a parent call saying that her child was pointing out people in the grocery store by the color of their skin. And she said to her mom, well, it's okay, Mrs. Tafuto does it. And to that I laughed because at the time I did, right? Like I was following what I was supposed to be doing. I was still trying to keep it light, but we were reading books and we were instructed to point out the characters by the color of their skin and ask these scripted questions that were really focused on race. And I remember bringing that concern up from the parent to someone at the school district, and the person responded basically like, wow, those parents should be really proud of her for seeing race. There's a shift in parents thinking about what's best for their kids, and that's why I think something like school choice is incredibly important. Parents deserve to know what's going on in their children's schools, in their curriculum. To me, that's such a no-brainer, and I always come back to, I guess, the logic. If a school or a district or anyone is very proud of the work that they're doing to advance the learning or the well-being of young children, then they should be comfortable sharing it with the world. And if you're not comfortable sharing it with the world, there's a reason.